This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze the red carpet stakes at Del Mar on Sunday, November 23rd. It goes as the 7th race. This is a Grade 3 event with a $100,000 purse for fillies and mares, mile and 3/8 on the turf course. Scheduled post time, 6:32 p.m. Eastern Time. And the past performance data in this video provided by todaysracingdigest.com. And if you need past performances November 23rd at Del Mar, you can get those at todaysracingdigest.com. First, we're going to meet the field. Then I'm going to give out my top contenders. Number 1 in this race is Mahina, and she is a 20-1 long shot. The main negative on this one, she's run 7 times on the turf course at Del Mar, and she's never finished in the top 3. Number 2, Mrs. Astor, is your 5-2 favorite for trainer Jonathan Thomas. Umberto Rispoli is going to ride. She has run well in all 3 of her local turf starts, including a victory in the red carpet last fall. Number 3 in here, Hey Jessie. She is 15-1 morning line for trainer Sean McCarthy. Mike Smith is going to ride. She did run last time out 1.25 miles at Santa Anita, optional claiming 50, non-winners 1 other than, and she tracked the pace and she won that race by a half length. Number 4 in here, Will Then. Jonathan Thomas is the trainer here. And for this one, she's a 3-year-old filly taking on older for the first time. Hector Barrios is going to ride. She has won at Del Mar before. She won a stakes race, the Grade 3 Jimmy Durante, 1 mile on turf at Del Mar last fall. Number 5, Public Assembly for trainer Phil D'Amato. Antonio Fresu is going to ride back. She was 6th in the Goldacova Stakes last time out. That was a 1-mile race. She's going to try a longer distance here. She's finished in the exacta in 5 of her 10 career starts, 3 career victories. Number 6 is Paradise Lake for trainer Peter Urton. Juan Hernandez is going to ride back. Last time out, 1 1/8 at Santa Anita, optional claiming 80, non-winners 2 other than. She rallied to win that race as my top choice. Number 7, Son of Hill. This one is a 20-1 long shot for trainer Phil D'Amato. Kazushi Kimura is going to ride this one. She was in the Swing Time Stakes last time out. She was 35-1 from post 10 in a 12-horse field. She finished 7th, beaten a little less than 4 lengths. Number 8, Cornelia Fort. She's 15-1 morning line for trainer Andy Mathis. Tyler Bays is going to ride. She'll probably be forwardly placed in here. Last time out, Hey Jessie defeated her. That was that 1.25 mile race at Santa Anita on October 19th. Venganza is the next one. She is 8-1 morning line for trainer Richard Mandela. Mirko DeMuro is going to ride back in, and for this one, she was 4th last time out in the Swing Time Stakes. She tracked the pace, she took the lead, and then she weakened to finish 4th. She was beaten 3/4 of a length in that 12-horse field. She is 0 for 3 at Del Mar, 0 top 3 finishes. Number 10, Musical Rhapsody for trainer Phil D'Amato. Armando Ayuso is going to ride this one. In the Yellow Ribbon Stakes a couple starts back, she ended up finishing 8th. And then last time in an optional claiming event, 1 mile, she was 5th in an 11-horse field. And then going back to some of her Del Mar form, August of 2024, the CTT and TOC Stakes at this 1 3/8 distance, she did finish 3rd that day. But she is going to have to improve to compete with this group. And now we're going to look at some of the Today's Racing Digest stats. And the first thing we're going to look at the fractional charting. And I've mentioned the fractional charting before. This is the Today's Racing Digest handicappers. They're picking out the most representative line in the past performances for each of the horses. And if they run to their best form, this is how they would finish. And the Digest handicappers are projecting, looking at the fractional charting, that Paradise Lake would have the best final time. But this one still has to prove herself at this 1 3/8 distance, because that's a projected final time if she runs her good race at 1 1/8 at 1 3/8. So Paradise Lake with the best projected final time, Public Assembly 2nd, Mrs. Astor has the 3rd best, and then you have Mahina and then Will Then. So those are the top 5. And the next thing we're going to look at, the fast figs. And I mentioned the fast figs. I've done a video on fractional charting. I've done a video on fast figs. I do these How to Use Today's Racing Digest video series, and I've covered multiple categories, including fractional charting and fast figs. But looking at the fast figs for this race, and for the fast figs, that they're a combination of a pace, of a class rating and a performance rating. So on The fast figs here, Public Assembly with a 128 has the best fast fig, followed by Will Then with a 127 and Paradise Lake with a 127, and then Mrs. Astor with a 125. So now we can see, looking at the fractional charting, which horses are expected to run best, and then also looking at those fast figs. So now let's see if we can come up with the top four contenders in this event. And the horse that I picked to finish fourth in here, that is going to be Paradise Lake, and she is 8-1 morning line. So my main concern is going to be the distance. If she can handle this extra distance, I think she could be a contender. I like that 8-1 price. Good jockey trainer team here as well, with Peter Urton and Juan Hernandez. They do good work together, and Hernandez rode this horse to victory at 1.125 on turf at Santa Anita last time, and she did earn a decent late pace rating as well. And she's run twice on the turf course at Del Mar with a second and a third place finish. Overall, she's run 9 times, finished in the top 3 in 7 of those races with 3 victories. 2 of her victories were at 1.125. She did run in her longest event. It was a 1.25 mile race, March 30th at Santa Anita. Public Assembly defeated her that day. She tracked the pace from the outside post. She took the lead, and then she was 5th, beating 2 lengths in that 8-horse field. So if she can handle this distance, she's at least a little bit interesting in here. The horse that I picked to finish third is the 4, Will Then. And Will Then fits on numbers. It's just a question of, will she be able to step up against older company in her longest career start? Now, her trainer, Jonathan Thomas, earlier this year, after she finished third in the San Clemente, a 1-mile race at Del Mar, he said that race was probably too short for her. He was looking for her to run in some longer races, and he thought maybe the Del Mar Oaks could be a good spot for her. And he ran her there in that 1.125 race, and she was 10-1. And she ended up tracking the pace, working out a decent trip. She finished 5th, beaten a little less than 2 lengths in that 11-horse field. And then last time they tried her on all-weather ground. And that race, she was the favorite, and she tracked the pace, and she weakened to finish 6th in an 8-horse field. So getting back on turf is a good thing. As I said, she is a stakes winner on the turf course at Del Mar. But she does have some things to overcome in here, facing older company for the first time in her longest career start. But she's still relatively lightly raced. She's only raced 5 times this year. I think maybe she still has some upside. Hector Berrios, a very good turf rider, a 21% turf rider. He does climb aboard here. I can see her working out a decent tactical trip. It's just a question of, is she going to be good enough? Will she be able to step up and earn a new career top first start against older? My second choice is the 2, Mrs. Astor. Probably the most likely winner on paper. She fits on all the numbers. She also fits on class. And we'll see if she can win this race again. She won this race last fall, and then since then, she was in the Grade 3 Robert Frankel Stakes, and she won that race by a nose. Grade 3 Santa Ana at 1.25 miles, she was second. The Santa Barbara at 1.5 miles, she won that race by 5 lengths. The Possibly Perfect at 1.25 miles, she won that by a nose. And then last time, the CTT and TOC stakes at Del Mar, 1.3 miles on turf, the same distance. She was the even money favorite, but the pace was just crawling that day. They were going 51-2, 117-1. She was tracking that pace, and she finished in even third. Alpha Bella was able to get out there, set those slow fractions, and keep on going that day. So if the pace is a little bit more honest and she gets a little bit of pace to chase, under her winning rider, Umberto Rispoli, very good turf rider, 22% turf rider, I can definitely see her winning this event again. So she is most likely going to work out a decent trip from post 2, probably saving some ground, not too far off the lead. My top choice in here is going to be the 5, Public Assembly, and I like that she's getting out to this longer distance, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Now this one moved from Chad Brown's barn to Phil D'Amato's barn earlier this year and won back-to-back races, including the Grade 3 Royal Heroine Stakes, and that race was on April 26th. And then the Grade 1 Gamely, she was 5th. The Yellow Ribbon, the Grade 2 at Del Mar on August 9th, she finished 2nd. And then in her next start, the John C. Maybe Stakes, a Grade 2 at 1.125, she was 4th in a 9-horse field. Not a bad effort. The show finisher, Mission of Joy, was a next out winner in the Grade 2 Rodeo Drive at 1.25 miles on turf. And then last time, she cut back to 1 mile in the Goldacova. She did not have a clean trip, and she finished 6th, beating a little more than 3 lengths in that 11-horse field, and she was 49-1. Better spot here. Looking at some of her longer races from 2024, maiden special weight event at Kentucky Downs, a mile and 5/16 on turf, and she ended up winning that race by a half length. Then she was in a race at a mile and 3/16 on turf at Keeneland, and she stuck the pace and she finished a clear second. And then in her next longer race, it was a mile and a quarter at Santa Anita. That was on March 30th, and she won that event. So she handles longer distances. She has class. She's been in graded races since April of this year. So she fits on the class ratings. She fits on the final time ratings. And as we mentioned before, too, the fast figs. So she does seem to be one that does fit on the numbers. And if she can work out a decent trip in here at this longer distance, and I think that, as I showed you, she does handle longer distances. We'll see if she can handle a mile and 3/8. And Antonio Fresu, her regular winning rider, does stay aboard. He guided her to 2 victories earlier this year. So I'm going to go with Public Assembly 5-1 on the morning line as my top choice in the red carpet stakes. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, I offer full cards each day that Del Mar runs. They're running Saturday, Sunday, and Monday this week, and then the closing week, which ends on November 30th. They're going to run next week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that will wrap up their fall meet. And then after the fall meet at Del Mar, I'm going to be covering a Saturday full card on December 6th from Aqueduct, and that will be Cigar Mile Day at Aqueduct with multiple stakes races. And you can find my full cards at todaysracingdigest.com on my handicappers page at that website, or at my personal website, therunawayhorse.com, on my shop page. Don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.